What up, people? Frank Lemonade here, and I am here to clear up some disrespect that I have felt come in the way of a game that doesn't deserve the disrespect. And I'm talking about WWF Attitude. So, listen, everybody want to remember the SmackDown games, the SmackDown versus Raws, and we got the WWE 2Ks now. But before that, before the first SmackDown, before SmackDown 2 Know Your Role, we had this. We had WWF Attitude. And I'll be honest with you, I have this game on Dreamcast, I have it on N64, and I'm playing it for you on the PlayStation. So y'all go disrespect my game. Y'all go disrespect my look, look. I ain't I ain't here to be mean about other games. I'm gonna say other games suck. Um, Probably talk about some other wrestling games from WCW and probably ECW if the time comes. But all I'm saying is this game is not trash. And anybody who's like, "Oh, I don't go back and play this game or the controls are so bad, whatever." Forget you. Forget you. You have your opinions and I have mine. And this is the game I grew up with. So y'all go come at this game from Acclaim Sports, the last game for WWF from Acclaim. Listen, I'm not even gonna cover for Warzone because Warzone's on its own thing. Listen, um, they're look that that's not my game. Warzone is not my game. WWF Attitude is my game. So why is this my game? Like I said, I grew up playing it. This game was did the best it could for its time. And you know, it goes to a different company, to THQ for the first SmackDown game. The style changes to a faster, more arcadey style. But this is actually the last game on the PlayStation where the wrestlers actually walk out to the ring. So you go to SmackDown, their entrances are in front of the Titantron and they're just walking in multiple directions. SmackDown 2 is the same thing. We gonna get to SmackDown 2. I love the crap out of SmackDown 2, but I also equally love this game as much because honestly, I didn't play the first SmackDown game. I had this game up until I could get SmackDown 2, and then there was a couple years until the PlayStation 2 came out, and then we got SmackDown Just Bring It, and then, everything else that happened. And dude, there's so many games that came out in the PlayStation 1 and PlayStation 2 era. Um we were just really blessed with a lot of games and a lot of innovations that you know we take for granted now because it's old and it's clunky and people don't do it anymore and there's now a certain styles of video games that are more prominent, whether it's like 3D adventure, whether it's like 2D adventure. But, you know, this is a time capsule of the Attitude Era. Up in even to the part pre-match where the two characters talk, you know, uh at that point Kane was a mute, and then he got a voice, was it the voice box for the people with, like, throat cancer or whatever. He had the voice box and he was talking with the voice box. And they used that for his intro. So he's like, "Beware the big red monster," or "I will snap you like a twig." Dude, like, oh man. Like, you can't tell me that that's not some good stuff right there. And also, the one thing that I think a lot of people don't like about the game is, like, the button combinations, because, like, pretty much to do a lot of moves, you do have to do certain button combinations, which make it more like a fighting game and less like the modern wrestling games, uh where you just have like a grapple button, you have an attack button, you can run up the I mean, you can go up to the top ropes. It's a lot more clunky, but look, I still say I love this game. I always play as Kane, and this is something that I revisit regularly. Regularly. I grabbed a fresh memory card, and I was like, "Hey, let me just show them this dope game because y'all sleeping." Listen, I get, looking at it from a modern lens, and I guess it's because this is a game that I grew up playing, that I just really, and I still consistently play. I never, I guess, lose like the wonder that I had for it as a kid. I absolutely love this game, and I'm not even joking. Like, this is one of those games where I'll be like, "Oh, yeah, like, don't ever disrespect WWF Attitude." And, you know, I don't have any, like, objective reasoning for it. Um, it's a fun style game. Acclaim's engine is fairly unique. Um, and after, ECW gets it after this game with Anarchy Rules, and can't remember the other one. I think I own the other one, but it's not in front of my face. But like I said, do not disrespect this game. Everyone's like, "Oh, it's so bad. Oh my god, I never want to play it." It, you know, all right, y'all remember how y'all want to remember it. And, like, if anybody says it's bad, I'm gonna ask you, like, how old you are, and if this is a game that you grew up playing, or it's something that you picked up later as you played more recent games and wanted to go back. Because, again, I can understand not liking this game from, like, a modern lens. It's slower, it's slightly more clunky. Um there it's a world different from the WWE 2K games now. It's worlds different from the SmackDown versus Raw games. It's even worlds different from the original SmackDown lineup. So I do understand the differences of opinion, but if you ask me, you are wrong. You are mistaken. You are coming at it with incorrect information and an incomplete assessment of the whole situation. So that's really all I gotta say, you know. Um and yeah, I don't know. That's that was actually it. That was the entirety of what I had to rant about, because I feel like um whether directly or indirectly, I always come across videos that disrespect WWF Attitude. Or they're like, "Oh, yeah, I've never played that game." I'm like, "Oh, there are so many more worse games. WCW versus the World is trash. I have that game, and you know, maybe revisit that. It's fun for what it is, but it's nowhere near as fun as WWF Attitude. WCW Nitro, get out of here. Get out of here." And the only ones you can like kind of give grace to is the Aki Engine WCW games for the N64. But no, no, it really wasn't nothing. It wasn't nothing touching WWF Attitude at this time in history. Look at that. You could throw somebody out the ring. Out of here, man. Get out of here. And disrespect my game like that. And look, don't be mistaken. I'm not gonna be like super tribalistic about this game to say like, there aren't other wrestling games that exist, but that are better. But most of them came out after this game. It took a while. It took a while for video game developers to even figure out what makes a good, entertaining, and fun wrestling game. And what we ended up here was just goodness. That is WWF Attitude. So, listen, I'm gonna be making more videos talking about PlayStation 1 games and PlayStation 2 games. And I do understand the modern lens of gaming. Like, I understand the modern landscape of gaming. I was in a store and this dude was like, "Hey, you look like a gamer." And then he started talking to me about Tekken 8. And I was like, "Okay." And he started talking about like having issues with the lobbies. And I'm like, "I have no idea what the hell you're talking about, man." I played Tekken 7 and I was kind of upset that they put all the good characters behind like a season pass DLC, and the regular cast was kind of light, and that's when that conversation ended. But like, I understand that the modern lens of gaming is significantly worlds apart from what gaming used to be in the 90s. And we've had some crazy technological advancements in that time. Like, it is so crazy. So I do understand when people go back and look back at these games and they're like, "Oh my God, like why?" But we ain't have nothing that was better. So don't be talking trash. All right? Put some respect on WWF Attitude. Anyway, that's Crack Lemonade for you, and I will see you guys next time.